Hello, hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? Please say hi in the comment section and let me know where you are joining me from. My name is Flora Basie. I am a digital accessibility expert and founder at Lineratic. Today is a beautiful day, Friday. I always love Friday. One thing I want to say is that Lineratech is an incredible company with the mission to help and support leaders, talents, and teams create inclusive and accessible digital product with more confidence. Now, today I want to talk to you about the digital accessibility evolution going from WCAG 2.0 to 2.2. Now, some of you might ask me, what is WCAG? But I know a lot of you also have heard and used WCAG before. But let me back up a little bit so that I explain a little bit more easier what is the reason we have WCAG today. Now, one thing we know for sure is that in this time and era, we are all using digital products, right? Like websites, applications, and digital documents like PDF, PowerPoint, and so much more. With the understanding that digital products are so important to everyone, like old people, young people, businesses. It's weird. I'm losing my voice. That's crazy. It happens sometime. Hopefully, it's not happening now. All right, if you're joining me, again, say hi in the comment section. Let me know that you're here and you're watching live, right? Live. If you're not watching live and you're watching the replay, just write replay. Hi, Chantal. I see you here, my friend. So happy to see you. Great to be here, listening and watching live. Yes, that's the way to do it. Again, if you have any question, just put the question in the comment section. But you know me, we are all free. Ask question. It's a diverse perspective, and we are embracing all ideas and thought. All right. So perfect. Hi, Amy. I see Amy is here. Yes, Chantal said I'm watching live from Quinton West. Thank you, Chantal. And hi, Amy. She said, howdy from Dallas. Yes. So happy to have you. Oh my goodness. I love when people say hi. So please do not be shy. Just say hi. All right, as I was saying, we are going to talk about the evolution of accessibility and WCAG from 2.0 to 2.2. But before we get to that, let's understand how important digital products are. Specifically, I'm going to focus on websites. It's quite interesting because I don't know if you guys know. Hi, Danny, from London. Yes, so happy to see you. Oh my goodness, Rolanda is in the house. Yes, girl, from San Jose. Yes, California. So happy to have you here, my friend. Oh, goody. So, for some of you probably know, but some of you may not be aware. I was born in a small country called Burkina Faso in West Africa. And I love technology. I love website. For me, website were the best thing ever because it did allow me to have access to information and so much more. While I was in Africa, I was able to see what was happening in Canada, in Texas, in any country in the world. That was just fantastic. Today is even better, right? But in my journey, at some point, I had a wake up call. I was faced with the experience that many people, actually, I will tell you exactly the number. There are more than 1.3 billion people globally who may not be able to access information and services or product online because of a disability. Now, this number come from the WHO, the World Health Organization, but it kind of gave us a wake up call. There's a big market out there that are not really, welcome when technology, digital product like websites are not inclusive to all, which is a shame, right? But we're gonna get to that. So now we understand that yes, definitely technology is important. Everyone uses the technology, like businesses sell products, services, information, or share information online, right? Individuals sometimes find job, right, online. Kids love technology and website, and I believe that when we were under the COVID situation, a lot of parents, including this one, had to school kids at home. So we had to use the website to get connected to the teacher and understand a few more things. So technology is quite important now. Also, there is a gap because a lot of people are not able to access the technology because they have different abilities. Let's now understand, as the technology was important and the gap was recognized, a great team came with uh, the creation of what is now known as the Web Content Accessibility Guideline. Some might call it WCAG and some might call it WCAG or whatever the pronunciation. That's totally fine. I see Raju over here that say hello from India. Hi Raju. Have you heard about WCAG before? If yes, please put WCAG in the comment section. Let me know that you have heard about it. If you haven't, you can say you haven't heard. That's totally fine, because today is the opportunity to learn a little bit about it and understand why is it important. Now, WCAG has been created to provide a set of guidelines to help most business owners to understand how to close the gaps. So, as technology is important, there are people who are not able to take, advantage of that technology. Well, WCAG is here to create a bridge and close the gap. Now, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, I see Amy said WCAG, Chantal, WCAG. All right, so perfect. All you need to understand is that WCAG is a set of guidelines that also help in creating and closing the gaps in digital products such as website. Now, as I said before, we are going to talk about the evolution from 2.0 to the upcoming 2.2. WCAG 2.0 was created with or I will say, four things in mind. First is what we call the poor principle. The first one is P, and P stands for perceivable. So it's providing a set of guidelines for your website to be perceivable by everyone. For example, a person who is blind, who is probably using a screen reader for navigation, or maybe a person with low vision, okay, who has to maximize the screen or magnify the screen, or perhaps again a person with color blindness. There's so many cases out there. And if you're thinking about a different case, please just drop your idea or your thought in the comment section. If you have any question, again, make sure that you ask the question in the comment section, or you can private message me. I will be happy to help. That part is for perceivable. Of course, there's a lot of guidelines in between, but I'm not going to list them all, or else we are going to stay here for a little longer. And I know some of you don't have that time. Me neither. I would like to go and eat my food at noon. All right, so let's move on to the second one, which is O. And O stands for operable. Operable meanings you have to allow everyone to navigate the website and use the functionality of the website. Oftentimes, things are created with, in mind that most people are using a mouse for navigation, but not everyone uses a mouse. to navigate a website. Some people are actually relying on a keyboard for navigation. So you want to make sure with this operable principle that you can allow people to navigate in a different way. Again, there's a lot of guideline for that, but we are not going through that. The third one is understandable. Can people understand the content? It's quite interesting because if you do remember the aesthetic of website before, it was so crowded, right? I don't know. Nowadays, if I see a website that is so crowded with information, flashy things, oh my goodness, it makes it super hard for me to understand. Do you agree with me that sample is better? I think so. Sample is always better. If you do, please just put sample in the comment section. That's a way for me to know that you are participating and engaging as I am talking. So do not be shy, just put sample. I have noticed that whenever information is crowded on website and even on document, sometimes it's hard to understand really the content and the meaning of that document or that website. The fourth principle is, oh, hi. Okay, perfect. I see Chantal say simple. Yes, Chantal. Everyone, do you feel like, oh, do you like crowded information? I don't know. Maybe you have that preference. I'm not here to judge you. But I like simple. Simple is better for me. Definitely, Rolanda. Simple is better. I agree. Amy also said simple is better. I totally agree. I think that we are in a place where there's just too many information coming to us. So when it's too crowded, it's just too much to process. So I love it. So again, the last one is understandable. And then we also have another principle which is often on the side that is called robust. And robust, it's usually just to make sure that any assistive technology can also leverage a good, inclusive website. When you make your website or your company website inclusive and accessible, you are actually attracting a lot of clients, including that little market number that I have shared before. And what is interesting is that that market actually has a great buying power. So with friends, family, and ally, that number can go up to more than, I believe, let me see, more than $13 trillion, which is a huge, huge, juicy market to serve. All right, so let's talk now. So this was really the foundation of the WCAG 2.0. Now, you have probably heard about WCAG 2.1. You will notice that most companies right now are following the 2.0, but many of them are migrating toward the 2.1. 2.0 came to it was published actually in 2008. And then 2.1 was actually published in 2018. So, well, a few years ago. I see Raju said something. Hello, I'm Raju. I want to ask some question. Yes, please, Raju. Just put your question in the comment section, and I will try to address it. So 2.1 was actually published in 2018. So what is the difference in comparison from 2.0 and 2.1? Well, it's just a continuation. If I have to be honest with you, 2.1 is just an extension of 2.0. Some of you will say, why do we need an extension? 2.0 was not already easy to comply with. Now we have a 2.1. Well, think about it this way. As human beings, we always evolve, right? And we have different needs. In the past, we didn't even have a car. Now we have a car, we have plane, we have so much more, and we're probably going to have something different in the future. The same apply with the WCAG. It's evolving as people are evolving. In the past, with the four principle, it was good enough. But as society is evolving and we are getting to know things a little bit better, or the technology is changing, there is a need to make sure that that technology is also inclusive to all. So 2.1 came with the objective to help people with cognitive disability, right? It wasn't really taken care in the 2.0. Also, people with learning disability. That was also not properly addressed in the previous version, and also access to proper access or inclusive access on mobile devices. Before, more and more people were on desktop, right, or laptop, but nowadays everyone is just using them mobile devices like the iPhone or Android. So now, because uh, the market is shifting a lot more toward mobile devices, there is a need to make sure that mobile device contents are also inclusive and accessible to everyone, and that include also people with disabilities. I hope that makes sense. Are you using frequently your mobile phone, or are you more of a desktop or laptop people? Can you just let me know in the chat? I see a few comments, but please just answer that question. I kind of do both. I am a lot on my phone, and I'm also a lot on my laptop because I do a lot of work on it too. So let me see. I see William say hi from Salem, Oregon. I'm so happy you're here, William. So happy. All right, Raju. Oh, Raju said, okay, thanks. Yes, Raju, please feel free. Don't feel shy. So let me know, are you more on mobile or are you more on laptop? Okay, I see Chantal said, this makes sense. I spend more time on laptop than phone. Oh, I see your point. And that's true. But you will notice that quite interestingly, the new generation are more on their phone. They do a lot of things faster, editing, work, and all of that on mobile. And what I have noticed about the new generation, they like to be mobile, like the mobile devices that they're carrying. They don't like to be tied up in one place, so they usually travel or do certain things, but they like the convenience to do the work on their phone. And that's why 2.1 started shifting, not shifting, but extended, the principle and the guideline towards mobile devices as well. I remember a couple of situations that happened, if you can allow me to share very quickly. A couple of times, years back, I did a request. I did share a request to a team under a company I was supporting, and said that they needed to change a few things on mobile. And they told me, no, we're not going to do that because there's no requirement for mobile devices. So, hey, 2.1 came with that. So I'm very glad. One of the reasons why it's important to embrace WCAG at its is growing and changing is just because the needs of people are changing. You might want to stick with the older version, but it's going to be your loss. Think about it this way. Imagine that you're a restaurant owner and someone is coming and telling you that you have a lot of customers in line and many of them are not even able to make it through and ask your service, so they're dropping. How will you feel? Like, mind blowing. Why am I not serving those customers? Maybe what you will think about is to expand your business to make sure that those people can still have access to the goods you are serving, right? The same apply with the WCAG. It's here to tell you, hey, by the way, there's a lot of customers that are left out because of this situation. So make sure to fix your website to attract them all in. So I love the fact that we are evolving and the principles and guidelines are also evolving with us. What do you think? Do you think that WCAG moving up with different version is good, or do you think it's a bad thing? I'm just curious. I love it. I love it. I think that we all can benefit for something new. And I've noticed, let me tell you, I have noticed that in 2.2, should I tell you? Uh, I will tell you. Let me read a few comments here. So I see Raju said, I want to ask you this question. Why do we put dog in some document? Dog in different ways, like 2.1, like WA. Okay, I don't know what you're referring to when you say we put some dog in the document, but maybe we can talk a little bit about it later on. If you're asking me about the different level of the WCAG, there are three levels: level A, level AA, and level AAA. Those levels addressed the needs of people in different ways. Usually, most company will actually embrace double A, and that will include also level A. I can probably create another session to explain that, but let me know if you need more information. I can probably make that happen. All right, so I see William said, I do more on laptop than phone, as phone is, well, mobile app sucks with three straw. I love it, love it. But you're right. For I would probably say for mature folks like us, sometimes even the real state of the mobile is a little bit, limiting. And you're right, a few things are not working. But funny enough, the new generation doesn't care, and they're quite fast in creating the things they want. But I love it. Thank you for sharing, William. All right, I see Ariel said, I constantly have to face A11Y problems in mobile apps, and you are so right. There is so many issues, and sometimes some of the issues are also due to the technology limitation, which we can talk about another time. But I love to capture those limitations, and also, if possible, send a report to the provider. Whenever you send a report to the provider, do not think like, oh, they're not gonna listen to me because I'm just one person, or my company is small, or whatever. Forget about those excuses. Those are just excuses, okay? I totally understand the foundation, but let's just leave it as excuses. Just send a report to the provider and let them deal with that. As we all take this new approach of letting and sharing with providers, they will start accumulating, feedback from many people and take action. And that's all we can do at some point in time. Well, there are a few more things that we can pull, but I can share that next time. All right. I see Chantal said, this is a good thing. I think my website meets WCAG 2.1. Ooh, love it. We wanted to make it as accessible as possible. Yes, whenever there is a new version, if you can, not all company can jump in that right away, because some company have a lot of processes and a lot of decision makers and all of that. But as much as you can, always try to jump in a new version, because it will give you a great update, which will allow you to capture more clients. Another thing that I want to say about jumping in a new version of WCAG is that there is a lot happening in the world, and also WCAG is not able to capture everything. So I know some company want to stick with just the WCAG guideline and say, oh, we don't need to accommodate different things, but you need to think about your customers, your clients, and if you are receiving feedback, even though it might not align well with the WCAG, but you can still noticing that this can be a critical limitation for your client, I will advise you to jump and find a solution. You might notice that the solution is actually not hard. Okay, so listen to your customer, pay attention to the feedback, and make it better for your industry, for your business. Don't just wait on the WCAG. WCAG is just like us, it's growing. So you can just take advantage in knowing your customers better and then do what is right for them. All right, I see. Thank you, Chantal, for sharing. I see also William said accessibility is a challenge. You are right. But let's see. One reason I'm doing a tool at a VMware, open source, that automates some of the tests for accessibility and use ML and AI as well. That is so smart. I think that there are so many solutions out there that we can use definitely to promote accessibility. I will probably, my approach, if you ask me, my approach with accessibility is that accessibility is easy. Now you might say, Flora, you crazy. I will take it. I will take it any day. I am not saying that it's easy in a way that it's super easy, but I'm saying that in a way that we can do it. We can make it happen. We just have to be creative of finding ways and communicate also better. And having an open mind, right? We are all human beings living an experience where we have to evolve, and the technology we are using are always evolving. So there will never be something that is like easy. We just have to take a step forward. And I love what you're sharing, William, with you creating something that can help and make things more easier for clients. Love it. I see Ariel said, "You are 100% right. Taking action is far better than complaining." Ooh, music to my ears. Okay, let me finish up with the WCAG 2.2, which is coming soon. It's already in a work in progress. When is it coming? We don't know. I don't know. Maybe next year, maybe later, but it is coming. That's for sure. Now, what will be the difference between the WCAG 2.2 and the preceding 2.0 and 2.1? That is a good question. I can tell you for sure that the WCAG 2.2 is again an extension. Don't you love this now? This now? It's an extension of the 2.1, which means it's just building upon what was created before in terms of guideline. So if you are meeting the WCAG 2.2, that means that to some extent you are going to be compliant with 2.1 and going to be compliant with 2.0. Now, let me tell you very quickly. It's not published yet, so maybe a few things might change. But one thing that I have read is that the WCHE 2.2 will not take in consideration passing. Some of you in the accessibility field might already know that you can parse the website to make sure that a few things that are flagged should be fixed, but parsing is not going to be part of 2.2. Yes, so if your company is still using the 2.1 standard, then parsing is part of it. If your company moves to 2.2, then parsing is not in. So you can see they're dropping a few things as well. The other thing that they want to focus on definitely on on the next version of the WCAG. You know what? I can probably share my screen very quickly. I know we are almost done with the session, but is it okay if I share my screen very quickly? Please say share screen in the comment section and I would do that, or else I would just leave it for now. But I think that it might take just 2 minutes to share with you. All right. I see a few comments. Some of them I will address directly. I see Dr. Rocky said something. Greeting from Ottawa. Yeah. Hi. So happy you made it. All right. So is that okay for me to share very quickly? I can share my screen. Let me do that. It won't take much time. And please, if you are hearing something that validates your thought or you've learned something in this session today, don't forget to click on the like button or on the love button. It will mean a lot to me. It means that what I'm creating and sharing is kind of valuable. Okay, so please thumbs up or a love. And also you can reshare the video or the session for more people to access it. All right, so let me share very quickly my screen. Uh, ooh, how am I supposed to see that? Okay, so here we have the WCAG. I believe you should be able to see it. Let me make sure that that is true. All right. Yes, you should be able to see it. Perfect. So the WCAG 2.2, as I was saying, had a few more guidelines. You will notice something like focus not obscure, right? And also something like focus appearance. Usually people are not following so much the triple A, but if your company is going for the full in, maybe you're following the triple A. The other one is dragging movement, right? There is a lot of dragging movement. We want to make sure that people who are not able to do drag, right, like dragging with the mouse, may be able to just click with a keyboard, and then the element can be dropped somewhere by using another click event. Okay, we have also target size, we have consistent help, we have redundant entry, we have accessible authentication. Like there is so much that are happening, but you can see it's not too much. I think it's about, maybe if you're following the WA, it's going to be probably 5 new guidelines or 6 new guidelines. I will probably put the link later on, so that you can have access to that. But I hope this session has given you enough to work with, right? And also enough understanding to know that WCAG is not that hard. It's just helping you attract more clients if you're using websites. I hope that helps. I will see you next time. Please enjoy your weekend. And very quickly, let me show you before we go. I think it's important that I show you that, especially if you are thinking about attracting more clients, for example, with a disability, the next session I have will probably help you a lot more in that sense. So next week, I have a new guest. Her name is Sydney Butler, and she is gonna share a little bit around this topic with the title Beyond Disabilities, Nurturing Diversity for Employee and Customer Satisfaction. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to share a little bit more with you, but I will see you next time. Please say goodbye and enjoy your weekend.